Aguilera, a cinnamon grinder in Ecuador, has been named as the likely source, citing an investigation by a regulatory agency in that country. In December, the FDA cited Guanabana for failing to test its cinnamon applesauce packages for heavy metals. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
The Biden administration is setting new standards on soot pollution. The government says reducing it from tailpipes and other sources could prevent thousands of premature deaths a year. Industry groups warn it could lead to a loss of manufacturing jobs. The price of oil today is up about a quarter, still around $73 a barrel. Gas is up a fraction, but AAA's national average for regular remains $3.14 a gallon, the same price it was last Wednesday. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
WPTV's First Alert Weather on WSTU is brought to you by the 2024 Martin County Fair, celebrating 65 years of fun, family entertainment, February 9th through 17th on Dixie Highway, Stewart. Now we'll look at the forecast. Here's WPTV's First Alert meteorologist.
This afternoon, it could be windy. Those wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour and staying out of the north. Now, highs today will reach about 68 degrees, so upper 60s across the Treasure Coast and even for inland spots. But it could still feel a little bit cool, so maybe a light sweater will do this afternoon. It's going to be beautiful, though, with mostly sunny skies and dry conditions for your Wednesday. Tonight's mainly clear to partly cloudy skies. Tonight's lows in the mid-50s. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Jennifer Correa for WSTU 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
At the Martin County Fair on Saturday, February 10th, don't miss Black Hawk, an awesome country music band. Purchase concert tickets at martincountyfair.com. That's Saturday, February 10th at 6. See you at the Martin County Fair. You are listening to WSTU, Stewart, Jensen Beach, Hope Sound, Martin County's Heritage Station.
It's time now for the Casey Ingram Show on WSTU. The opinions expressed are those of the program host and guest and not necessarily those of WSTU. WSTU does not endorse products that may be mentioned. Any reproduction or retransmission of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without written consent of WSTU. It's time to call in with your questions and comments at 220-9788, 220-WSTU. And now, here's Casey Ingram.
Welcome back to another beautiful Wednesday in Stewart. It's crispy but sunny, so we are absolutely loving it. Have a couple great shows on tap today. We're going to be talking about Molly's House and an upcoming fundraiser, the Polo Classic with Molly's House. And on the second half of the hour, we're actually going to continue on for an hour through Facebook. And we're going to have Merritt Matheson on, and he is going to be talking about a proposal for a half cent to really help save conservation lands in Martin County. So a lot of great shows, but before we get into all that, I want to ask you, when you step into the world of small balance corporate finance with Commercial Mortgage, they've been in business and passionately tackling equity, new debt solutions, and challenging corporate foreclosures since 2003. Plus, Commercial Mortgage never charges a front fee, and consultations are always free. Their team of experts excels in a variety of areas from hotels and marinas to office buildings, restaurants, apartments, multifamily, condos, golf courses, home builders, and land development. No matter what your project, they've got you covered, whether it's new or repurposed development. Ready to take the next step? Call Commercial Mortgage LLC at 561-310-5295, or better yet, visit them online, commercialmortgagellc.com. And attention boaters, are you looking for safe harborage during hurricane season? A top-notch boatyard just to keep your vessel in tip-top shape? Look no further than Indiantown Marina. Indiantown Marina is not just your average boat storage facility. Nestled in South Florida along the Okeechobee Waterway, they're a well-protected hurricane hull that savvy cruisers love to call home. They offer a full array of boatyard services, or they're do-it-yourself, and you can reserve your safe hurricane harborage today and let Indiantown Marina be the ultimate caretaker for your vessel. For more information, call 772-597-2455 or visit indiantownmarina.com. Something else I want to point out about Indiantown Marina is when you go out there, everybody stores by the foot for your boat. A lot of them will take a tape measure out, and anything that hangs over a little bit extra, they count every inch. Not Indiantown Marina. They take the manufacturer's length overall. So what the manufacturer says the length of your boat is that is what they're going to charge you for storage. So that's an important little note. And again, that's Indiantown Marina. And I know it's not hurricane season, but believe me, it's never too early to reserve your space. So today in the studio, I have two lovely ladies with me. They are from Molly's House. You can go to mollyshouse.org. But we have Sarah Siebritz and Katie Bartlett. And they are here to talk about not only Molly's House, but a lot of exciting things that are coming up for fundraising for Molly's House. And we have some wonderful things we're going to talk about there. But first, Katie, can you tell us a little bit about Molly's House and who is Molly?
Great. Well, thank you for having us. And so just to start, Molly's House is more than just a house. It is a home for patients and family members who are going through some really difficult time. Last week I just received a call from Susan, and she stayed 3 nights in her car. Her husband's in ICU and fighting for his life, so she didn't know if he was going to make it. She needed to stay close to him, and she was scared to just leave. So one of the nights, the security guard knocked on her window, and he told her about Molly's House. And we greeted her within a couple hours. One of our volunteers welcomed her from the front door, and we started to show her around so she could feel comfortable with the house. Started out in the living room, and there was a family of 4. There was Disney playing, and Diane, she's been with us for a couple months now, and so her child is getting surgery. He has club feet, and so they were with us already for 2 months, and she knows that house. And they're going to be with us probably for another couple months. So Diane just said, anything you need, I'm here. I took her down the hall and showed her this quaint chapel, and a lot of our guests use that space just for quiet time and a place to reflect. I showed her the laundry room, and she was so relieved because she said she'd rather wear her dirty clothes than have to go to a laundromat. She grabbed a book from the library, and we headed on over to the elevator up to the 3rd floor. And I showed her around the kitchen, showed her the cupboard space and space in the fridge where she could place her groceries. And I pointed out that there's a full pantry because this community is so generous, and they donate to Molly's House just to add those comfort for home. And if someone shows up and they don't have something, it's there for them. So I encouraged her. I was like, just get something to eat after you rest. We had this gentleman sitting at the table having breakfast, and he said, so the 2nd floor is the same layout as the 3rd floor, but somehow all of our spoons end up there. So if you are missing a spoon, go check on the 2nd floor. And that was the first time I saw Susan smile. She just was, you could see her start to relax. And, this man had no idea what she was coming for,
Right.
and he had no idea. So I took her down the hall, and I showed her her guest bedroom. And when I opened up the door, she just started to cry. Just to have a space for her, a beautiful space, and her very own private bathroom. She said, I don't know what to do. Take a hot shower first or to sleep. And I told her to do both. Do both because she needed to be strong and rested to be there for her.
Absolutely.
For her husband. And, that's the kind of stuff we do at Molly's House.
It's really, truly amazing, Katie, because until you are impacted with your own family, it's really an upheaval. It's never expected for anybody to fall ill. And then it's even worse if you have to move out of town and you don't have a place to stay. You have no family in town. And that's where Molly's House is just such a godsend, and it's for all families that fall into this issue or position where they don't have a place to stay. Hotels are not cheap at all. And you might be staying here, as you said, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, even longer.
And sometimes they don't know how long it's going to be.
They don't.
They don't know.
And there's a special family within the family of Molly's House. I've had the opportunity to tour Molly's house a few years ago. And honestly, everybody that was staying there became their own family and their own support structure. And I think that's super important when you're going through these kinds of things, that you have other people that understand exactly what you're going through, because they are too. So tell us who Molly is.
So Molly was a brave girl who was diagnosed with cancer at the age of 12, and she had to travel with her family around the world to get treatment. She probably spent more time at a Ronald McDonald house than she did in her own home in her teenage years. So she saw the importance of, that community, and she wanted to bring that love and support back to her hometown here in Martin County.
She sure has. She sure has. Molly's house is a very special place, and if there's one thing we can share with Molly is that we are going to make sure that her passion and just her love of people and making sure that there's something for people to have a place of comfort, it's always going to live on. So, Molly, that's just the one thing that we can share today. And everybody that's a part of Molly's house, there's so many volunteers that help out. Everybody shares that passion. So she is living on through everybody's efforts and love and light. So let's talk a little bit about the Polo Classic. It's going to be held on Saturday, March 2nd from 12 to 4. And I have a short video that I want to play, and then we'll go in and talk to Sarah a little bit more about that. If you could go ahead and play it. Those of you listening on the radio, you can see the video at mollyshouse.org, or this show will be uploaded to my YouTube channel at The Casey Ingram Show. Now we step into the vibrant tapestry of Molly's House past polo match fundraisers, and amidst it all, behold the timeless elegance of classic cars gleaming in the sunlight, adding a touch of nostalgia to the festivities. It's a place where joyous laughter mingles with the clinking of glasses and the exhilarating thunder of hooves on the field. You will be surrounded by friends, savoring delectable food and drinks while soaking in the excitement of the polo match. It's a gathering where cherished memories are made and where generosity knows no bounds, all in honor of Molly Sharkey and the invaluable sanctuary of Molly's House. You'll enjoy a dressage presentation, paella lunch and open bar, best hat and dapper man competitions, champagne divot stomp, the car show, and of course, fieldside polo match viewing. Join us for a heartfelt tribute at the upcoming fundraising polo match in Port Mayaca, honoring the memory of Molly Sharkey, a courageous young girl who battled cancer. Proceeds from this event will support Molly's House, providing a comforting haven for families as they stand by their loved ones during hospital treatments. Let's come together in solidarity, celebrating Molly's spirit and supporting those in need during their time of utmost vulnerability. Though Molly's time here was far too brief, her courage in the face of adversity continues to inspire. We will gather in her honor at this fundraiser, and we may celebrate her life and legacy. And the funds raised carry forward her legacy of hope and resilience in the fight against cancer. Join us at Molly's House Polo Classic on March 2nd at Port Mayaca Polo Club. I'll be there, and I hope you will be too. I'm very excited about it myself. I cannot wait to be out there, and guess what? You guys have a wonderful MC.
Yes, we're so happy to have you. Thank you for agreeing to come.
Folks, I'm so excited about this because I have always supported Molly's House, and when they asked me to come out and be the MC for the day, yay. So today, folks, we're going to talk about the Polo Classic and all the fun things that are out there. You just saw a video, if you were online, that showed all the fun activities that's going on. But Sarah, tell us a little bit more about it.
So it's really unlike any other fundraiser that you've been to.
Truly.
It's an adventure. I recently asked someone what their experience would be, how they would describe it, and he said, it's an adventure. It's something different. You go out past there, you're driving past Indiantown, you get to Port Mayaca, and it's just beautiful. Like the paddocks with the polo ponies that are running around. It is quite different as an experience. And then once you get out there, there's two options for how you want to celebrate and how you want to enjoy the event. So on the two sides of the field, there's your VIP option, and then there's the tailgating side. So it depends on how you and your friends want to behave, really. On the tailgating side, you bring your own cooler, you bring a whole picnic full of all your snacks for the day, and it's very casual, laid back, relaxing, but you still get the dressage presentation, you still get the polo match, everything that comes with it. You have that experience, but in a very laid back style. Then
that's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. And then on the VIP side, it's a bit of an elevated experience. You're in a big tent all together. There's a paella lunch served there at the tables. There's open bars available. There's a classy car show, and as well as the competitions for what you're wearing.
Ooh, so that's a couple contests. We have the best hat?
Yes, so for the women, there's the best hat, and that's always heavily feathered or veiled or widely brimmed. It's very interesting to see what everyone comes out with, whether it's store-bought or homemade.
Right. So
Yeah.
do you have your hats picked out yet?
Last year I wore a hat, and I saw the pictures after, and I'm like, I think I'm going to pass on the hat this year. But I love to see the creativity. I mean, these women spend hours making these elaborate homemade hats, and so it's so much fun to see the creativity.
It is. It's so much fun,
Yeah.
and it's a little bit ahead of the Kentucky Derby, which of course we all see the hats there.
Oh, yes.
So it's our little piece right here at home that we can participate in.
Get your girlfriends together,
That's
make
right.
it a fun little competition between all of you.
100%. So that's the best hat, and then you also have the Dapper Man contest.
Yes, we've added that this year. We're very excited because we want to pull the gentlemen into the competition. You know, it's not fair if they don't get to compete. These guys get very competitive, and they look so good when they dress up. So we want to put something out there that brings a little class to the gentleman's side as well.
So do you have any tips for people on the attire? Not just the hats and dressing up, but what about footwear?
So that's very important because remember, we are out at the polo field. This is not a dinner where you're walking on tile. You're going to be in the grass. You know, one of the key elements is definitely the champagne divot stomp, where you play an integral part of the match, actually, because if you don't stomp the divots in, then it affects the horses, their performance, it affects the entire game. So in order to participate in that, stilettos are not suggested. I would definitely say flats or wedges just for the stability.
That sounds like a very good idea, absolutely.
Yes.
And, you know, it's that champagne divot stomp. That is so much fun. You go out there, and I think that's about halfway through, right?
Yeah.
So that's one thing that brings me up, and I was looking it up last night, if I can find it. I think it's the, chukka. I want to make sure I had that right. If you don't know what a chukka is, you'll certainly find out, right?
Yes. Yeah. Those are actually the periods in the game.
So how many chukkas are we going to have?
I believe she said it's a 6-chucker game.
A 6-chucker game. So
Yeah.
there
So
we
there's
go.
4 chuckers and 6-chucker games. It all
Right,
depends. So
right.
this one's a longer one.
So this is going to be a lot of fun. And you can see the polo ponies out there. Yeah. It's just, I think this is one of the most unique fundraisers in the area. So, and it's so important. It's going to be at the Port Mayaca Polo Club. It's located at 12499 Southwest Connors Highway in Okeechobee. So you can tell us a little bit more. I'm going to have Iggy put up a layout of the grounds. You talked about it, but tell us a little bit about where the VIP is, and it'll be on the Facebook Live. The visual will be. So where the VIP and where the tailgaters are.
Right. So when you look at that map, you're going to see the 2 different sides of the field. So the VIP side will have your main tent. That's where the paella and the open bars are, as well as the car show. And you'll see some little tents next to it as well. That's if you would like a private cabana with the VIP experience included. So they're still going to have everything that the VIPs get, but if they want some family time or corporate time, they want team building, it's a bit private. And then on the tailgating side, you'll also see there's the little cars lined up for the individual tailgaters or the chalets, where you can actually have a whole group of people together and be under a tent, because it is hot out there. Sometimes the sun does, take its...
Yes. Sarah, that's cute team building. I'm thinking like major mini party with your group.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've already had a few teams sign on, and it's going to be good. It's going to be fun.
It's a lot of fun out there. If you look at that video again, you can I know you're going to recognize somebody. That's the one thing when I looked at the old videos. If you don't recognize somebody, you haven't lived here very long. But beyond that, tell us a little bit about the car show. If you have an antique car, how do you sign up? What do you do?
So on our website, you'll see there is a registration form for the car show, and there's 2 people you can contact, either Thomas Diebold or Marnie McKee. They're organizing that, and we actually have 2 sides of the car show. So there's the VIP experience, or the car club show, as we call it. And so you'll find more information online, or if you contact them. But yeah, anyone is welcome to sign up to bring their car. We'd love having you.
Oh, they're wonderful too. It's nothing better. I mean, you've got the polo ponies and then the antique cars. It's a unique event that just brings together so many fun aspects
and
that
this
everybody
year,
enjoys.
The car show, actually, we're not limiting it to antique cars. We're going to have
wonderful.
we're going to mix it up a little, and anyone that stands out is being presented there. Yes.
You just have to
It's gonna
stand
be
out.
unique. You have to stand out, yes.
I can picture a lot of different vehicles there that way. So
Yes.
tell us a little bit, a couple other things that I want to cover before the half hour ends. Ticket prices. They vary all over. So tell us.
They vary,
Individual
yes.
all the way up to tables, and as you said, the cabanas, VIPs.
Yeah, so you'll find like the details online because there's a lot of differences between the packages.
Molly'sHouse.org.
Yes, Molly'sHouse.org you can find there. The tailgating side starts at $75 per carload, so however big your car is how many people will fit in for that price.
Well,
we
this
don't
is like
limit
the old
that.
movie theaters for
Yes,
those of us. That
bring your
older.
clown cars. Let's see.
So many stuff in there. So
Yes.
75.
Yeah, and the VIP side starts at $150 for just an open seating ticket. And then you can reserve tables or even select a premier front row table, so you know you're right on the edge of that hill, overlooking the whole match.
Oh, neat. That is
So-
really cool. So, what about? I see there's a car club participant for $10. That one was the lowest price I saw. What does that?
Yes, so that would be you have a unique car that you would be bringing out for us, and you can pay just the $10 donation towards Molly's House to bring out your car, and up to 2 people can actually get in for that. And that doesn't grant access to the VIP tent, but it does get you a little box lunch, and you get to be part of the event.
Polo match.
Oh yes, yes.
And stomp the divots, right? So,
Yep.
what about sponsorship? That's always so important for any event, and that's what this is about. We're raising money for Molly's House. So tell us a little bit about the different sponsorships that you have available and still looking for.
So, yes, sponsorships. We would not be able to do this event without sponsors. So please, if you are interested or if you would be willing to help us with that, we'd be greatly appreciative. We have a lot of different levels. So even, as low as $500, you'll be a sponsor and you'll be on our marketing materials and things. But I believe we still have the Dapper Man available. So if someone's looking to sponsor that competition, as well as I think the best hat is still open and a few other fun ones, as well as golf cart sponsorships or just like I said, the mallet sponsorship, just to get in on it. But
A lot of different ways that you can help Molly's House through the sponsorships or just attending the ticket prices. It is presented by the Herald, and I want to make sure I'm pronouncing this correctly, the Carteret family. And that's your presenting sponsor, but there are so many wonderful sponsors that have already participated. So
you mentioned Chuckers actually earlier, and we have an exciting one I forgot about until just now. We still have available a throw-in sponsor. So that you would sponsor the first or the second 3 chuckers, and you actually get to throw the ball out onto the field to start play. How exciting, and that's participating.
Yes.
That's something you won't get elsewhere.
there is. No, you won't.
And that's what's different about these sponsorship opportunities is we want you to be a part of it. So with the best hat, if you sponsor that, you get to judge the ladies. So you get up there and they all line up and you get to choose the winner. And they get this beautiful prize and it's really something. So
much fun. I mean, there's a lot of hands-on, and that's really what Molly's House is about,
Yeah.
and what Molly envisioned was bringing people together for support, right? And that's so fantastic. Again, it's going to be the Polo Classic. It's out at Port Mayaca, March 2nd, and I don't have the time in front of me, which I thought I did. Oh, no, it's 12 to 4. 12 to 4 p.m., so it's a fun afternoon out there. Definitely come on out. It's out at Connors Highway in Okeechobee. And again, it's a Polo Classic. It's been going on, you said, for 14 years already.
Yes.
14 years of fun. And again, when I looked at that video, there's so many people out there that we all know, and it's so much fun. And it's just an afternoon where you could just let go, enjoy the polo ponies, enjoy all the people that are out there.
It's an
The
adventure.
Champagne divot, that's so much fun. If you've never done it, folks, I got to tell you, if you've never done it, that's one of the fun things I think about going to a polo match, because you're watching the polo ponies out there and you're watching the polo players doing their thing, and then all of a sudden, during the halftime, you get to go out there and stomp those divots with your champagne glasses, and that in itself is a bunch of merriment and just people get together and have fun. So I just can't encourage you enough. Check it out, mollyshouse.org. You'll see the different sponsorships if you go there. There's quite a few of them, and that's why we didn't go over all of them, but I probably have about 6 pages of different sponsorship levels as well as ticket levels. So really everybody can afford to go out there. It's whether you get a table or a cabana or VIP space, it just depends what level you want to purchase a ticket and what level of support. So it's tons of fun. I can't tell you. I hope to see you out there. I'm so excited to MC this event, by the way. As anybody who knows me knows I love horses. So you put this together with Molly's house. And Molly, like I said, we're going to make sure that her legacy continues. And this is just one of the many fundraisers you do. But what a fun one.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having us.
It is absolutely my pleasure, and I look forward to seeing you out there on March 2nd. So we're going to hope for a sunny day and not too hot and no
not too
rain
windy.
or anything. And not too windy. Yes, exactly. So, but that's going to be so much fun. So again, Molly'sHouse.org. Up next, I'm going to have Merritt Matheson in the studio, and Merritt's going to be talking about a conservation initiative here in Martin County, a half-cent tax that his group is going to propose. And I honestly think it's something really worth considering. Martin County forever. We have so many issues right now with growth and traffic, and people are very concerned about losing our green spaces. So we need to look at different ways where we basically can have Martin County. It's going to grow, but how do we also conserve those special places that make Martin County so special? So we're going to have Merritt Matheson in next. He's with Martin County Forever, and his show is actually going to go on for an hour on Facebook and a half hour on the radio, and the second half will play on the radio next week, and we will be right back after this break.